Their premiere of Urinetown is less than an hour away. I spoke with actors to see what they are looking forward to.
Lawrence Tolliver, a Kent State alum, opened his new exhibit last night, his inspiration and more.
Russia invaded Ukraine a year ago today, how this war continues to impact nations with high tensions and ongoing attacks.
He can do this all day. Find out what new musical is coming to Disneyland this summer. All these stories and more as your TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Friday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Olivia Sharp.
And I'm Sydney Brown.
We begin tonight at Kent State's Performing Arts Center on the opening night of Urinetown.
Our reporter Avery Savage is live outside the theater to tell us more about the production. Hi, Avery.
That's right, guys. Urinetown the musical opens right here tonight in the Center for the Performing Arts building at 7:30 p.m. The Center for Performing Arts at Kent State is showcasing Urinetown, February 24th through March 5th. The musical is centered around a 20-year drought and water shortage, which led to a ban on private toilets, forcing citizens to use public amenities for a cost.
It's a satire, so it's supposed to be funny. But yeah, I hope it's well received. I think the audience is going to love it. There are a lot of big dance aspects to it and some great technical elements.
The musical gives a comedic light to corporate greed and government bureaucracy. Town citizens choose to revolt against Mr. Cladwell, the main antagonist of the musical, who is the president of Urine Good Company, a corporation that exploits the poor for financial gain.
I had never done a complete satire like this before, and it's a hilarious show. It's packed with comedy. It's very well written.
DeLuca said she's been a part of other musicals at Kent, including Hair and Freaky Friday, and has enjoyed her experience working in theater.
I've had some great shows I've been a part of, and I'm really glad that I'm ending it with this one with a lot of my friends and with Danny, he was a guest director.
Young said he is excited to be playing a lead role and hopes the audience will enjoy the acting, dancing, and music.
Why we do theater is a very prominent question. It's to bring everyone together in one room and to share human experience.
For more information, visit kent.edu/theaterdance. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Avery Savage.
Thank you, Avery. A new exhibit starring the works of Lafayette Tolliver in the 60s and 70s has opened in the library.
Visual Footprints in Time opened last night, and our reporter Jacob Brooks caught up with Tolliver to talk about his time at Kent State.
Hi guys, so these days he's a lawyer out in Toledo, but decades ago, before law school, he was a golden flash who happened to take some pictures during an important time in Kent State's history.
Thank you, everyone.
It's been almost 10 years since Kent State alum Lafayette Tolliver donated over 1,000 pictures he took as a student. Now, they're all online for everyone to see.
This is really exposing images and photos of a part of life that was unknown to us. And being Black history, it's very important.
On Thursday night, friends, family, and university officials gathered to mark the milestone and celebrate his work.
The Black Campus movement has traditionally not been well documented in the archives, and the Tolliver archive has just hugely improved that part of our collection.
Over 40 of Tolliver's pictures are on display in a new exhibit in the library.
When you saw me, you saw this. We were one and the same.
He saw a lot as a student, like a Black student walkout in 1968 and the burning of the ROTC building on campus 2 days before the May 4th shootings.
I was out there. It was nighttime, but I could see the students, but I couldn't identify who they were. After it was burned down, then I came back early that morning and took the photographs before they made it a crime scene.
Even though all the pictures are online and the exhibit is done, that doesn't mean the university's work is. They want to add to the archives.
Anybody that lived through this time period, if you have other photos, other documents, other publications in your possession that we may not have access to, we'd like to hear about it.
As people look at his pictures, Tolliver wants them to remember
that we were here. And we made a definite impression in the history of Kent State University.
Now, the library archives say they're looking for pictures and information about other minorities on campus, not just black people. And we've got a link to Tolliver's collection on this story on KentWire.com. I'm Jacob Brooks, TV2 News.
Thank you, Jacob. Adaptive Sports Ohio is hosting the Wheelchair Basketball State Championship tomorrow night. The matchup will feature Worcester Wheelchair Generals, who are the 4-time state defending champions, and the Austintown Wheelchair Falcons, a first-time finalist. And you won't have to go far to watch the game. Tip-off is at 5 p.m. at the MAC at the Kent State. And as the feature medalists, including Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose and Paralympian and Hall of Fame inductee Paul Schultz.
Kent firefighters are getting ready to take the plunge. Well, the polar plunge. The annual fundraiser marks its 10th anniversary today. The fundraiser supports the Don Beckett Memorial Scholarship Fund, which benefits Theodore Roosevelt High School seniors. The scholarship was started to honor Beckett, a former Kent firefighter, after he passed away from throat cancer in 2011.
Getting access to Narcan is even easier. Governor Mike DeWine announced free naloxone access cabinets coming to Ohio public universities. Naloxone is a medication commonly known as Narcan that can prevent a drug overdose. This plan will provide the 5 emergency naloxone cabinets across the state as a part of DeWine's Recovery Ohio initiative.
Summit County Animal Control is hosting a free drive-through pet food giveaway on the last Tuesday of every month. The first event is on Tuesday the 28th from 4 to 6 p.m. at Summit County Animal Control, 250 Opportunity Parkway in Akron. The organization created a community pet food pantry made possible by Animal Control's Goods Program, a partnership with Greater Goods charities that provide pet supplies to distribute to local rescues and pantries.
Michigan, 80,000 people were without power after what experts are calling one of the worst ice storms in decades. But the West is also facing winter storms.
That's right. The National Weather Service warned of a cold and dangerous winter storm through Saturday in California, with as much as 5 feet of snow expected near Los Angeles. For more about the colder temperatures, our weather anchor Odin has more.
Hi guys. Well, thankfully we are not going to be experiencing those cold winter temperatures like they are out west and towards the north, but we are going to be dealing with a warmer pattern actually for this upcoming week. I am TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby with your Friday evening weather forecast, and currently in Kent right now it is 32 degrees, feels like 24 out there with partly cloudy skies. It was sunny when I was out there walking, so it was definitely a gorgeous day for sure. Dew point at 13, winds southeast at 9 miles per hour, humidity at 46, and visibility at 10 miles. It is definitely going to be a very nice evening for sure. And as we look towards your northeast Ohio temperatures, we are dealing with temperatures in the lower 30s, 32 in Kent, 28 in Cleveland, 30 in Sandusky, 34 in Mansfield, 34 in Worcester. It is definitely a colder evening, but it's not as bad as it could be, you know. But anyway, as we look towards your hour-by-hour forecast, we are going to be dealing with clear skies for your 7 o'clock, but then the clouds will start to come in towards your 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, with temperatures going down to the lower 20s. So that's all I have for now, folks. In my next update, I'll have your weekend weather forecast where we'll be talking about those warm temperatures. Back to you guys at the news desk.
It has to be accountable to Colin's death. There has to be justice here. And he can't just skate away because he had no prior charges, to something less charged, like a misdemeanor or something to that effect. He has to be accountable for my son's death. A third-degree felony, to me, is not a strict enough punishment.
A 19-year-old Portage County man, Timothy M. Brind of Atwater, was arraigned yesterday for failing to stop after the accident that left 22-year-old Colin Foe dead last August. Court records confirmed the charges came down last week, although Brind is not accused of homicide, meaning the grand jury ruled he was not officially at fault for the crash. Colin's family shared a message for students at the Kent campus advocating for scooter safety.
Use your voice, I guess. Just continue speaking out for safer protocols and, you know, not speeding, be safer when you're actually driving, or when you're on a scooter, please be careful, or at least, you know, try not to use scooters, in my opinion.
And call your mother.
Yeah. Call your parents.
Tell everybody, be safe on the roads, and call your mother.
Pete Buttigieg visited East Palestine yesterday following the train derailment earlier this month. He has faced criticism for not getting to the site sooner, but is now explaining his approach to the situation. He shared he's trying to strike the right balance, allowing the National Transportation and Safety Board to play its role, but also show support for that initial result of the investigation were released.
In general, hazardous materials could be going through communities in stronger tank cars. Let's speed that up. So I'm calling on the railroads not to wait on us making them, and the companies that they work with to require that, but also Congress could help push that date back up.
And Erin Brockovich says she's hosting a town hall event in East Palestine today to work with victims of the toxic train derailment. Her goal is for victims to know their rights so they can hold the railroad accountable. But Norfolk Southern also announced today in a press release that they are donating $30,000 to the East Palestine City School District to support the city moving forward. But for more East Palestine coverage, stay up to date through Kent Wired on all of our social media outlets.
Brenda Stewart of Greene has been reported missing after she walked away from her home last month. She did not take her cell phone or any of her belongings with her when she left. The agency did not say when she was last seen. Anyone who has seen Stewart or has information on her whereabouts should contact the Summit County Sheriff's Detectives Bureau at 330-630-6317. Marcus Beatty, a Columbus man, was sentenced to 3 years in prison after he stole $486,000 in unclaimed funds through a fraud scheme. Beatty has been ordered to repay the money he stole from the State Department of Commerce's Division of Unclaimed Funds, which was holding the funds in trust for the rightful owners. On the one-year anniversary of the Russia-Ukraine war, TV2 looks at how the country has changed and how the world has reacted.
Why air fryers are being recalled across the nation, what you need to know about your air fry, and how to replace it.
Today marks the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Our correspondent Michael Neenan has the updates on Ukraine.
Good evening, Portage County. A year into Russia's invasion of the country, support for Ukraine remains high. CNN's John Loring has the details.
Today marks 1 year since Russia began its unprovoked offensive on Ukraine.
In the east, it's very difficult, painful, but we are doing everything to withstand it. As for the south, in some places the situation is quite dangerous, but our troops have the means to respond to the occupiers.
The U.S. has been lending assistance to the Ukrainian resistance since the war began.
We're going to continue to look at what is necessary and make sure that we provide what is necessary, that Ukraine has what it needs to succeed on the battlefield, so it is in the best possible position to secure its sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Symbols of support for Ukraine are also seen across the Atlantic, where some European landmarks, including the European Parliament in Brussels, are lit up in the colors of the Ukrainian flag.
I want people to unite among us and to unite and basically to fight back this atrocity which Russia is doing to us.
On Thursday, the UN General Assembly approved a resolution that condemns the Russian invasion, calling for a withdrawal of Moscow's troops, with 141 votes in favor, 7 against, and 32 abstentions. China, among the abstentions, released a 12-point document on Friday that calls for ending the war and resumptions of peace talks.
It's much bigger than Ukraine. This war is actually changing the way we as Europe function and maybe the world functions.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has issued a proclamation recognizing the one-year anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Back in March, DeWine signed an executive order terminating all contracts between any state-run organizations and Russian companies or institutions. As of now, over 4,000 Ukrainian refugees are currently residing in Ohio. And the U.S. Department of Defense has announced it will be sending a $2 billion aid package to Ukraine, including rounds of rocket launchers, artillery ammunition, as well as drone and counter-drone equipment. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin says the U.S. will stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes, calling Russia's invasion the most urgent danger to European security since the end of World War II. And yesterday, Ukraine's central bank unveiled a new banknote for the country's one-year anniversary of its invasion at the hands of Russia. The front of the newly introduced banknote depicts 3 soldiers raising the Ukrainian flag, while the opposite side shows a pair of hands bound with tape. The new note will be worth 20 Ukrainian hryvnias. That's all I have for today. Be sure to visit KentWire.com for updates on the war in Ukraine. I've been Michael Neenan. Stay safe, Portage County.
A new study being presented at the American College of Cardiology on Sunday found that people who use marijuana daily have a 34% higher risk of developing coronary artery disease. The researchers say people who use cannabis once a month or less face no significant added risk of CAD. Experts also point out that smoking any substance is bad for the heart.
Sleep is vital to your health. A new study finds people with insomnia are more likely to have a heart attack. About 10 to 15% of Americans have insomnia, and researchers' main concern is that those with insomnia tend to have a higher blood pressure at night. To improve sleep, the CDC recommends a consistent sleep schedule, a quiet dark room, and no electronics before going to bed.
A new study done by the American Cancer Association found that millions of Americans missed cancer screenings during the second year of the COVID-19 pandemic. Screenings for breast, cervical, and prostate cancer fell by 6 to 15%. But in another study, it seems that those screening rates are returning to normal. Doctors suggest anyone who missed a routine screening to get it done now.
Back, everyone. Now here's a look at your statewide temperatures across our nice state today. We are dealing with 40s in Columbus, 35 in Lima, 45 in Dayton, 42 in Cincinnati, 34 in Akron, 40 in Steubenville, 47 in good old Athens. And as we look towards your Saturday forecast for this weekend, we will be dealing with partly cloudy skies, 44 degrees. Cloudy skies will be early in the day, but then partly cloudy skies will start to appear towards your afternoon hours. So it's going to be a really nice day out there for sure. But definitely wear a coat or jacket as you're heading out, because it is going to be a little chilly out there for your Saturday. And towards your Sunday forecast, we will start to see the sun come out with highs up in the 50s, almost 54 degrees there. So it'll be mostly sunny skies in the morning, but then those with few afternoon clouds in the afternoon. But anyway, winds will be west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be a really nice day out there for sure. And let's look at your 7-day outlook. Let's talk about it, folks. We will be dealing with mostly cloudy skies for your Saturday with highs up 44. But then the sun will come out towards your Sunday with a high of 54. Towards Monday, those rain showers, it'll be a really soggy day out there with rain showers in the area, 56 degrees. Towards your Tuesday, AM clouds and PM sun, 45 degrees. Wednesday, we'll be talking 50s with partly cloudy skies, and then Thursday we'll have cloudy skies. But then we'll be watching for your Friday, as we will be dealing with a rain and snow mix with highs of 46 degrees. And that about wraps up my Friday evening weather forecast. Enjoy the nice weather a week ahead. Have a great weekend out there, everybody. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Odin. Over 2 million air fryers are being recalled. Cosori air fryers pose a fire hazard and burn risk. The Users Consumer Products Safety Commission is telling people to immediately stop using Cosori brand air fryers. The agency has received over 200 incident reports of product burning, smoking, and overheating. The air fryers were sold between 2018 and through December, but Cosori is offering replacements on their website now.
Boeing has announced they have temporarily paused deliveries of its 787 Dreamliners. The FAA states the plane maker is doing additional analysis on a fuselage component. Deliveries of the Dreamliners will not resume until the issue has been addressed. 31 Dreamliners were delivered last year, but the FAA has not addressed if they need to be examined.
A new planet has been discovered outside of our solar system. The Jupiter-sized planet is about 280 light years from Earth, and due to its size, NASA has named it the Forbidden Planet. They say it is extraordinary to find such a large planet orbiting a smaller star, and this discovery challenges theories about how planets are formed.
A reunion 9 years in the making. Find out how this furry friend found its way home.
Falcons stick around for the preview.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Nico Crespo with your Friday Night Sports Report. As the Kent State men's basketball team's season is winding down, the Golden Flashes are traveling to Bowling Green to take on the Falcons tomorrow. The Flashes will be looking to get back in the win column after falling short to Ball State on Tuesday. Coming into tomorrow's game, Bowling Green are currently on an 8-game losing streak with an overall record of 10-18, 4-11 in the conference. The Flashes took on the Falcons a couple weeks ago, winning that game 87-64 after a 53-point second half by the Flashes. The Flashes desperately need some wins to get back in the first seed in the MAC standings, so make sure to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. on ESPN3. The All-Star break is over for the NBA as the push towards the championship starts now. The Cleveland Cavaliers took on the Denver Nuggets last night. Let's head down to downtown Cleveland for the highlights. We pick it up with the Cavs down 9, Mobley backing down. Murray gets the foul and the bucket. Second quarter, Reggie Jackson drives down the court and dimes to former Cavalier Jeff Green over Jarrett Allen. Nearing end of the half, Jokic dishes to Michael Porter Jr. for the wide open three. Telling you now, this exact play will happen later in the game. Third quarter, Allen grabs the offensive board, dishes to Mobley. Mobley gets a contact, misses, grabs his own rebound and gets the dunk. Let's look at it again. Mobley was the top scorer with 31 points and added on 9 rebounds. Third quarter, winding down. Reggie Jackson chucks up a heave off the glass, cuts the Cavs lead down to 2 at the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Cavs up by 2. Mitchell leading the fast break. He drives, takes a tons of contact, gets the bucket and the foul. And then we got fourth quarter, Cavs up 2. This play, folks, Michael Porter Jr. gets the dagger. Cavs lose 115-109. The Cavaliers hope to get back in the win column as they travel to Atlanta to take on the Hawks on the second night of back-to-back games. The Cavs look to shut down the deadly backcourt of DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. Both guards are averaging over 20 points per game, and with Trae Young facilitating that team, is also averaging 10 assists. The Cavs took game 1 of the 3-game series back in November where they beat the Hawks 114-102. Make sure to watch the Cavs take on the Hawks at 7:30 p.m. on Valley Sports Ohio. That's all I have for tonight. For more updates on anything Kent sports, follow at TV2 KSU Sports on Twitter. I've been Nico Crespo. Have a good evening, Portage County.
Marvel continues to expand its universe with Rogers the Musical, how Disney is adding a one-act musical to its park experience. Welcome back. A Virginia feline is showing that you'll always find your way back home. A cat that went missing 9 years ago was recently reunited with its owner. After Piper the cat escaped, the owner found no trace of her until an animal shelter found a cat that wouldn't leave a resident's porch. And after some investigating, the shelter used the microchip to reach the owner with the great news.
Avengers Assemble! Disney has teased a new musical coming to the Hyperion Theater in Disneyland. Rogers the Musical, first seen in Hawkeye on Disney+, is set to premiere this summer at Disney's California Adventure. According to the park, this one-act musical is a timeless story about a timeless hero. Disney has not yet announced the plot or when it will open, but I, for one, am excited. Now, we talked about this earlier in the evening.
We did.
We're big Marvel fans.
I am a big Marvel fan.
Are you excited for this?
Okay, I have a hot take for you, though.
Yes.
I was expecting more. I don't want just one act, I want 2.
It's only supposed to be around 25 minutes. I want a full-blown Broadway musical.
They could do it. They really could.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Baby steps. We start with the 25 one-act musical. We work our way up. You know who I'm looking forward to seeing?
Yes, tell me.
Of course, I love Captain America, but Black Widow, I would be thrilled to see her in Rogers the Musical.
Oh my goodness. This, I haven't really thought all of these thoughts through, so this is going to be incredible.
I absolutely agree.
I might just have to take a Disney trip.
Absolutely. That is all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, please visit our website at kentwired.com and follow us on our social media at KentWired. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Olivia Sharp. Have a great night, Portage County.